Yo, before the video starts, guys, tell me, is this worth it? Pringles and a soda? With a Switch? I mean, I might just have to invest, you know what I mean? Anyway, I've been caught hating on the Switch 2 numerous of times, and I won't act like I've never hated it. On release, there wasn't really many games, so for me there wasn't any reason to buy it. So I finally budged and bought a Switch 2. But why the sudden change? And yes, I know it's a $500 console, and that's not light money. Especially for a girl who's eating iced soup right now. Well, I can promise you, this was not forced, by the way. I repeat, this was not forced. I do not need help. Let me explain every reason why I love the Switch 2. I've already owned the Switch 1 previously, still having my 2017 release model. There's a few reasons why I stopped using my Switch, but the Switch 2 seems to have fixed it. For example, the size of the first Switch. Sure, it's comfortable and cozy in my hands, but the screen is too small for my liking. Same with the Joy-Cons. But the entire reason this all started was because of an IRL friend I'll call Onion. I met this guy at my first ever job, and we've been friends ever since. Every time we would hang out, he would bust out the Switch 2, and every single time, bro, that shit was fun. Kirby Air Riders, for example. This game is stunningly beautiful and super fun to play with friends. It makes you forget about the $70 price tag almost. That's the thing though. I could never get over the sheer pricing of the console and the games on the Switch 2, and that stayed to be a thought in the back of my head for the longest. And just scrolling through the eShop, some of these games are wallet killers on their own. You can only imagine the pain I felt during that first few weeks of buying a Switch, but it wasn't full of misery. Besides the giant hole in my wallet, I had, and still am, having a ton of fun on my Switch 2. Luckily, you can import your old Switch 1 library, so I got to play the games I really wanted to love. Plus, it was pretty simple to set up. I just had to log in, and bam! And I've already spent countless times on my bed with handheld mode. It's pretty comfy in my hands, and I can just play till the battery gets low. The battery on the Switch 2 is expected to last 2 hours to 6.5 hours, as many people said. However, that's more true for the 2-hour part and less true for the 6-hour part, which isn't a bad thing. If I'm playing a game for longer than 2 hours on handheld, then at that point I'm going to put it on my TV. But I understand that more battery life on a handheld is always wanted, but I don't see myself going beyond 2 hours in handheld mode, unless I'm playing something like Tomodachi Life. But I'm not saying there's not good games on a Switch. Vivid Loop, for example, is an insanely fun game. I bought the game because it was on sale and I needed something new to play on my Switch. And man, was I not disappointed. I keep finding myself playing this game 24/7, keep reopening it and keep finishing levels. It's so addicting. There's also 3 characters in total, so that means you can play the game 3 times over. Replayability heaven. For a little while, I was scared that there wasn't going to be many good titles on the Switch 2, but like the opening year, barely a year in, and we're already having banger titles like Tomodachi Life dropping. I'm already seeing people create crazy ass fucking characters on like Instagram and Twitter. Let me show you some of the shit I've seen. God damn! The Switch 2 has a very exciting library already, and I'm very, very hopeful for the next years. I am really hoping that's not foreshadowing. Please ignore that. Even though I just fleshed out $500 for a console, I'm not worried about future prices in the slightest. After all, Nintendo dropped a statement recently, which this is amazing news. Of course, there's a crowd of people who prefer to buy their games physically, in which they might be upset, but overall, this is great news. On the topic of prices, these controllers are not cheap. To be fair, Nintendo Switch 1 controllers are compatible with the Nintendo Switch 2, even the Joy-Cons, which kind of blew me away at first, but that's really cool. Even though it feels like Nintendo is stabbing me with every purchase, I got my money's worth for everything. But then again, you can't just throw away $500 on the whim. Not everyone has the luxury of just porting over their Switch 1 library, or even having a Switch 1 library to begin with. So make sure you're good at spending your money before you buy this console, because you don't want to end up like me and have to eat ramen noodles and strawberry dream monsters to get by. Anytime, brochacho. Now, even if I had my financial struggles, this was very much worth it. Especially after some of the most recent news I've heard. I mean, like, look at this. Look at this. Step by step every day, we are getting closer to $1,000 consoles. Why? If you are thinking about buying the Switch 2, I'd say go buy it right now, man. It's either the price is gonna hike, or someone else will steal that final Switch from that locker at your local store. Trust me, it almost happened to me earlier. It can happen to you too. The price might be a wallet killer, but you're gonna get your money back anyways. If a bad bitch got a Switch 2, and you still got a Switch 1, then you're not the number one pick. Now stay with me. For sure a good console, by every means. I mean, it better fucking be. It's $500. I think that's everything I've got to say about the Switch though. There's nothing else for me to really comment on. So really, all I've got to say is subscribe, comment, and Persona!